You cannot save people who are drowning if you are drowning yourself. One thing I find out is that most millionaires in the Western world are not actually from the country of origin. Good day once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dominion Wealth Zone. My name is Julius Olutokun, and I'll be bringing you another great telecast today. Dominion Wealth Zone is meant to empower you with things that are necessary and important for you to become wealthy, to become successful. And please, everything I'm going to be sharing on this telecast is not financial advice. They're just one or two things I've done. They worked for me. And I believe if you follow them, hook, line, and sinker, they will work for you. If you adapt them to your life, they will work for you. Having said that, let's crack on. Today, I'll be talking on 7 steps to success as a migrant. 7 steps to success as a migrant. I came into the UK about 20 years ago, and these are the basic things that have helped me in order to be where I am today. Please do apply these into your life, and I believe in a matter of 2 to 3 years, you will definitely see the difference. The first one is to have a vision. Have a vision. John Maxwell defined vision as the power of foresight based on insight with the benefit of hindsight. I repeat that again. The power of foresight based on insight with the benefit of hindsight. That is, the power of what you see in the future based on what you are thinking about or what is on the inside of you based on your background, your past experiences, the things you have passed through, and the things that have happened to you. So one of the first things and the fundamental thing you want to have is a vision. And one of the things that vision will do for you is vision will deliver you from distractions. The Western world, I live in the UK, the Western world is full of distractions. The cinemas, the pubs, the high life, the pleasures, the things you don't see normally where we are from. I'm from Africa. I'm from Nigeria. The things you don't see day in, day out, you see them easily here. So there's a lot of distractions. And a lot of people have been trapped in the quagmire of these distractions. And because of that, they cannot move forward. So the first thing you need is you need a vision. If you don't have a vision before, you need to sit down, pause this video, and reflect. Why have I not got a vision? And you need to sit down and begin to tell yourself, what do I want to do with my life? Where do I want to be? Vision is looking at where you want to be. And vision enables you to harness your potentials and to put them to work. So the first thing you want to do is to have a vision. Without vision, you walk in derision. Without vision, you walk in frustration. Without vision, you become trapped in life. So that's the number one thing you want to do. You need to have a vision. Number 2, you need to plan your life. A wise man said, if you fail to plan, then you have planned to fail. I found out that a lot of people in this part of the world don't plan their life. And what they say is that they say whatever will be, will be. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Whatever will be, will not be. You need to plan your life. I read something in the book about the British and the German soldiers during the Second World War. It took the British about 3 months to cross a river. It took the Germans 3 hours to cross it. How? The Germans, they went to that river before. They sent some people there, and they came with casts of what they're going to put on the river. And in 3 hours, because they had a plan, they came with the equipment, they put the cast on with the machines, they were able to cross the river. The British got there and they were looking at what do we do? And from there, they have to begin to plan when they were there. So you need to plan ahead. Plan your life. Plan the kind of work you want to do. Now, I started in this country working in the warehouse. And with planning, I got myself into my career, to my teaching career. And with planning, I became a businessman. So when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you need to have a concrete plan. And your plan must be structured with time, with dates, with when, with how, and with who is going to help you. So you need a plan. And most of us, we don't plan. You need to plan about you want to study. You need to plan about you want to learn a trade. You need to plan about what you want to do. Don't just live your life the way you find it. No, plan it. That's number 2. Number 3 thing you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is you need to work smart. People will say, I need to work hard. No, you don't need to work hard. You are not here to hustle. You need to work smart. In other words, as you are working, you need to begin to look for opportunities in the area of your work. Now, as you're working, you need to begin to develop a profession, a career. I told you I started from the warehouse. I did cleaning. But as I was doing that, I was having a plan. What do I want to do with my life? And I was working smart. And that's how I found myself. I completed my education program. Then I went into teaching. So you need to work smart. A lot of people say, I need to work hard. The more you work, the more you are taxed. And working smart, and one of the ways of working smart is to harness the power of tax efficiency. Well, that's another topic for another day. I can't go into it here. You understand? Working smart tells you that when you look at yourself, you're earning probably £15 per hour or £20 per hour today. You need to tell yourself, how can I get to a level where I will make money to work for me? That's working smart. Putting a system in place that help you to generate extra income, side hustles. So that's how to work smart. Number 4, you need to have a consistent savings plan. A consistent savings plan. I do recommend to people that you must save, and I will use the must. You must save at least 20% of your income. I started with 20, then I moved to 30, I moved to 40, I moved to 50, I moved to 60, and I do about 80% of my income now. You understand? So it's practice. Practice, they say, makes permanent. People say perfect. It doesn't make perfect, it makes permanent. If you're practicing bad thing, you become permanent in it. If you're practicing good thing, you do it permanently. So you need to have a consistent savings plan. And in the Western world where we are, in the UK, we have something we call the ISA, Individual Savings Account. This is a tax-free savings that you can have in any bank in the UK, that the bank does not tax the money. You save it, and everything you get from it belongs to you. But there's a caveat there. You can only save up to £20,000 in a year. There are other savings programs you can have. I'm not going to be able to deal with them here. You can talk to your financial advisors. You can talk to your bank about savings, but you need to have a consistent saving plan. A lot of us will say, I've got people back home. I'm sending money to this. I'm sending money to that. Well, it's good to do good. However, you cannot save people who are drowning if you are drowning yourself. So you need to come out of the water. You need to be sure you are safe. You need to be sure you're stronger enough before you can save others. When you're on the aircraft, they will tell you if anything goes wrong, and if you want to pull the oxygen mask down, make sure you put it on yourself first before your child, because you need to save yourself before others. So have a consistent savings plan. And the saving you're going to do, I'm going to encourage you here. Try not to save in your bank, because the bank will give you probably 0.3% or 0.4%, or maximum, they're going to give you 2%. There are some other savings platforms that are FCA regulated in the UK. They are not illegal. They have operated for 40 years, 50 years. One of them is Vanguard. I use the Vanguard. We have Vanguard, we have Fidelity, we have BlackRock, we have other savings platforms where you get about 12 to 13% in a year. However, it depends on the product. with which you choose. I can talk to you. I'm going to do a video about that later. So have a consistent savings plan. Number 5, think outside the box. A lot of migrants don't think outside the box. They come in and they fit in. We are not supposed to fit in. We're supposed to stand out. Look at what other people are doing. Look at the direction they are going and think, how can I be much more better in this? Think outside the box. Think about, when I came to the UK, one of the things that came to my mind is, about 20 years ago, why are most people that I know here, why do they not have account? I come from a banking background. I used to work in the bank in Nigeria. Why are they not having an account? And they say, oh, I can't open an account. I've not been able to travel, One of the things I did was to speak to my mates who were in Nigeria, who were in the bank, and I got some banking, the account opening documents, and we began to open accounts for them here. Think outside the box. There are needs to be met. Most of you, they are around you. There are no African shops. Nobody's selling African hair. And you are there and you have to travel about 50 miles to set up one. Think outside the box. You don't need to have a shop in order to be able to do this. You can do it from your home. There's a lot of things you can do. You can be a graphic designer. There's a lot of things. Think outside the box. One thing I find out is that most millionaires in the Western world are not actually from the country of origin. In other words, most millionaires in the UK today are not from the UK. If you go to America, most millionaires in Hawaii, they are Chinese. Most millionaires in Mexico, they are people that emigrated to Mexico, from Mexico rather, into the UK, into United States. So in the same way, most millionaires in the UK today are people that came either from Asia, from Africa, from other part of Europe, because they are the people that see the opportunities. So think outside the box, look at the opportunities, and don't be afraid to take a step. There are 2 answers you could have, a yes or a no. Then number 6, be patient. Don't be in a hurry. A lot of people are always in a hurry to succeed, to make it. And that's why they fall into the hand of scammers. And that's why some of them become fraudsters. Don't be in a hurry. I'm going to tell you something today. Before Tesla made a profit, it took 18 years. Tesla you are seeing today. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world today. But it took him 18 years before Tesla started making profit. It took Amazon, Jeff Bezos, between 6 to 7 years before they started making profit. They were patient. A lot of us want to invest our money into stock today and want to see the return today. It doesn't work like that. No. You need to leave it there. You need to watch it grow. It's like a tree. When you plant a tree, you watch it. If you go there and you're going to open it up, that tree will never germinate. It will never grow. So be patient. This will make you to avoid being burnt out or being stressed. And we say the patient dog eats the fattest bone. But what we want to do these days, that you want to drive through success. You want to go to McDonald's, drive through. You want to go to KFC, drive through. You want to drive through success. It doesn't happen that way in the school of success. It takes time, so you need to be patient as a migrant. You need to be patient. And finally, you need to be resilient. You don't need to give up. You need to tell yourself, I can do it again. You need to tell yourself, I am not going to give up. No retreat, no surrender. I've started this and I'm going to succeed. And make sure you are learning something in the midst of your resilience. When you have done something and you fail, don't give up. Albert Einstein, that developed the incandescent light, were told he did that experiment about 1,000 times. So, and his assistants were telling him, let's give up on this. He said, no, we're not going to give up on this. We have to continue it. The word resilience means the ability to recover quickly in the face of adversity. The ability to recover quickly without giving up. The ability to bounce back after you have made an error. So you need to be resilient. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put these 7 things into place. They are the first steps, they are the first part of the 7 steps to success as a migrant. But when you migrate to a new country, it's a new pedestal, it's a new country. In the next episode, I'm going to be sharing with you what one of my managers then shared with me. And this really helped me. And funny enough, that manager came to apply for work in the company that I founded. In the company I started, he came to apply as an employee. I'll see you in the next telecast. Thank you.